Welcome back. Here we go. Game number 2. Team Freedom against Complexity. ESL One Frankfurt 2016 American qualifiers. I'm Gareth, and joining me is Scan. The draft is underway. And similar story to last game, except this time Team Freedom go with the first pick Invoker, followed by the Abaddon. But Complexity, they keep on. Doom and Nature's Prophet. Why fix what ain't broke?
So Freedom stick to the Abaddon. This time, last time the way they deal with OD is by doing tiny pools. This time they we'll just ban OD, okay, and then they ban the tiny, which like, are they expecting an IO tiny, or they just like, they don't want Complexity to do tiny pools?
Limp's tiny is like, in its own right, just an absolute beast.
Alright, it's just a like pick they don't want to be against.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Alright, so we'll get to see the off-lane Abaddon tested in a different environment in this game, and get much to the same by the looks of it from Complexity. Be surprised if the brothers start with boots again. Improve the brother boot stats again.
Freedom. So Invoke. I'm still looking at what I was saying in the previous game. The a good old steroid build. Get a lone druid, have a spirit bear with shield, ogre bloodlust, alacrity. Run towards towers, kill towers, win game. BSJ used to do this with Terrorblade as well, but obviously Freedom do not have BSJ. There's no banana slam jammer. So Terrorblade pick it here, I don't think. Lone druid could work out for them, but of course, there are safer options. Earth Spirit, Lion, Witch Doctor, all those lands are still out there. They're two supports, obviously. Just yet, because I asked Mike Abaddon likely towards the off lane and Sunby Invoker from mid. Complexity. Doom again in the 4th spot, Nature's put off lane. Seeming pretty confident on that hero.
Look, Freedom seem really winning the mid lane. I mean, last game they did tiny pool. Should have done the trick, it somehow didn't work. They banned the DP and the OD, two of the better lanes against good. And the tiny, which is like a limp signature, as you say. And they've got the Earth Spirit, which is going to help with the mid lane. So, I mean, Complexity, you have to know. Games on Complexity might not be that concerned, because last game they dealt with the tiny pools and still just outfarmed the mid lane. I mean, at this point, going up against the Invoker with the Earth Spirits, I guess, for me, the natural mid pick is probably the Puck. Because you can deal with those ganks quite well, and can actually outlane an Invoker to start with.
Yeah, I don't think you can go something like a Zeus, because he gets rolled on too easily by the Earth Spirit. Phantom Lancer is still there, though. That's the big one that I look at against Invoker and against Earth Spirit. You dodge out from ganks, you're not too worried about the roll in because you have Doppelganger, and you apply pressure to the Invoker with your Phantom Rush and your Lancers. Spirit's gonna come out first, and this builds up all the auras here for Complexity. But do you have any recollection of them playing PL mid? I can't think time he has.
I'm sure they must have, because it was such a craze at Shanghai. They must have done it once or twice there, or there. I'd be surprised if they hadn't. I have a feeling they might have put it Dota, but
10 seconds remaining.
But I actually think Vengeful Spirit is a bit of a
5 seconds.
potentially a risky pick here. Because it depends on Z-Freak's interactions, and he's probably going to be very involved. That's the point. Like, you leverage the fact that you're roaming 4 Doom and your off-lane 3 Nature's Prophet can come in to help if they need. I think if you're against the Abaddon and say the Earth Spirit, is really not the... You don't want to have just 2 heroes with the Venge being the supports. You'll probably actually lose that lane. We did see last game, actually, the Abaddon and Scarlet lane did make a kill early on against the Hanskin Lion. And Vengeful Spirit is probably even more susceptible to that than the Lion early on, with the lower range and less ability to harass without getting into danger zone. But yeah, I mean, I'm sort of throwing my own argument, because they do have off-lane names from, they do have a roaming Doom, because just to get involved, things really do get bad. So you do go back to the Limp Pack, which laners, so it's gonna be just easier for them, still coming. And also the carry from...
Druid is left in the pool, something that I think both teams could look towards. Complexity, Chessie.
10 seconds remaining.
Very adept on that hero. lots of options left for them. While Team Freedom, you know, they've got these good combo plays available with the Winter's Curse, just setting up for things like cool down and then the Meteor to fly onto that as well. A good way of building into these team fights with Earth Spirit available to roll in and kick things off. Final ban out against Freedom. I'm gonna remove here of them. Last game, they didn't really have a carry hero. Last game they had a safe lane Tidehunter with an off lane Abaddon.
Dire team pick.
Yep. Complexity read your mind and they ban up the Lone Druid. So I want to go against the Alacrity, Aphotic Shield. Yeah, I mean, even the Wyvern can heal it, right? Which is pretty useful. Have to be something else for Team Freedom. Quite a nice position for Complexity where they get to decide, like, what teams have the carry, but they can decide this last. Gives them quite a luxury in terms of like recognizing
remaining.
You know, what the overview is for Freedom before they commit.
It isn't bad here. You know, a lot of people think, oh, Doom against Ember is just going to get doomed and he can't do anything in fights, but you can always look for that Doom and try and dodge out with Remnants or Sleight of Fist can get yourself out of these sticky situations. You lane against Nature's Prophet with the help of the Winter Wyvern as well. And he's not too bad. I mean, good old Ember Spirit. It's someone with a lot of raw physical damage output, but also the potential to fight early. Maybe they look for the Gyrocopter as well, just to give them the flat cannon, as well as that call down damage at level 7 when you can peer around and be active with your Earth Spirit. I do wonder who plays the Earth Spirit on this team. People in chat asking whether it is going to be Lee himself, but
Complexity.
Marcus Siren.
Right. That's the plan, I suppose. I gotta say, it makes me even more confused about the Abaddon pick. Like, I was confused last game with the Abaddon because I could understand what it was meant to do in the lane stage, and then he went for the Blade Mill, and I wasn't really sure how they want to fight around that, but Marcus Siren is a hero that, especially with the Invoker, but now 2 cores which just want to sit around and farm and split push forever. The Abaddon's role to just like
Reserve time.
like holes in between. Because I feel like Abaddon wants to get value by grouping up and doing things, spamming heal when you're fighting and pushing, and it's just not how Naga or Invoker play.
Sure. Usually you have like a space creator for the Invoker, and then Invoker creates space for himself for a little bit. Midas and double Force Spirits up, you can also farm the jungle a touch and lane to lane. That's Complexity.
Ember Spirit.
Ember Spirit for them. I was looking at that for Team Freedom potentially, but it works out nicely here for Chessie as well. Heals with Naga Illusions, it's pretty good at dodging out from ganks of Team Freedom because they're catch right now. Pretty much going to be the Boulder Smash or the Winter's Curse. But outside of that, Ember Spirit is free to just flow himself through these fights and slight down anyone who comes across him.
I think Complexity have a... And again, I might just not be understanding Team Freedom, but to me Complexity just seems to have a much more powerful draft, it's much more straightforward. I think they get more out of lanes because they have the Dooms that can contribute to the lanes, but also just get the farm. They also have the Nature's Prophet, which can get farmed from wherever. I think after the lane stage breaks down, Freedom just have heroes that like... I mean, the Invoker and Naga are just gonna want to be farming. The Abaddon can't make plays itself. I feel like it's just all on the Earth Spirit to make plays, because right after the lane stage breaks down, the Complexity heroes can all be active and involved, and outside of the Earth Spirit, I don't see who sets up the plays for Team Freedom.
It's going to be an interesting one. And Sunbeat, he's not going to go for the Wraith Band into Aquila play that we've seen a lot of Invoker players go for. He's just going to go for the Null Talisman for now. Limp on the puck towards mid, going to be facing up against Dim Hanskin's Vengeful Spirit, of course, with Z-Freak once more making this move up the top with his Doom. And Vision across the top rune spot, and sees Ember Spirit towards bottom. Dwindles for the double boots, the brothers did. But on the Doombringer got them. Well, over towards the Dire. Francis Lee on the Naga Siren. It's 4-man movement down towards bottom. Eagle, Earth Spirit, Ike's Mike, Marky Abaddon again. Somebody Invoker and Jube playing the Winter Wyvern. Hanskin and Chessie do not want to get involved with this one. They'll give up the bottom rune spot to the trade up at top. Limp should be able to take the bounty rune with relative ease.
Say pride.
Looks like a Quas Wex invoke. Wex at level 1, actually EMP for the rune fight.
Interesting.
It's not something you see that often.
Very interesting. I mean, usually you go for the Quas for the regen and the cold snap at level 1. So Lip off himself back. He's perfectly happy to do that. Out of the way of the ganks, no problems. Swindles. He's already pulled across here, and he's in a 1v1 so far with Francis Lee, the Naga Siren. Twice is because it's an aggressive duel in again from Jube and IX Mike, Abaddon and Winter Wyvern. Against two relatively low range heroes here, so maybe they can try and bully this lane out a little bit more than they did in the last one.
Yeah, I mean, they did a decent job last time, although the Kings were still getting farmed and they only made one kill. If they can shut the Ember's farm down a bit more, then that'll probably force the Doom to come a bit earlier. Ultimately, the Doom starts coming to this lane. I think the win the lane at that stage.
Oh, Sunbi. Oh, he's got the Ghost Walk, but that's a lot of expenditure here. He's got to style himself up, but he's got no mana remaining, and Limp, with the help of Z-Freak, very nearly killed off the Invoker there.
And that's actually, I mean, we're acting more confused about what happened in the lane last game. It's the Doom, right? Because we did see him go in there a few times. Even though Tiny was doing pulls, clearly that had a big enough impact. We'll see if it's going to happen again this game. So far, it does certainly look like it. The Invoker's quite far behind the pack, and the presence of the Doom at one time, making a difference currently.
Limp is definitely flexing his muscles on this lane. Z-Freak bot. Caught by the curse a little bit there. The Arctic Burn even to slow him down. The Arctic Burn and Curse of the Avernus. Bang and Ike Smite. Earth Spirit has moved up to try and secure this top lane, the safe lane farm for your Francis Lee, Naga Siren, Eagle. Maybe wanting to roll into mid a little bit more. Complexity so far have done a good job just drawing the attention away from Limp, away from the safe lane at all the right moments here. Giving themselves a chance to freely farm themselves on these lanes. Invoker, he got 5 and 1, doubled up on Limp. Already off to a cracking start on his puck. Bottle coming out is only going to make this even more difficult for Sunbi.
And again, the Ember Spirit is not really being stopped from getting lost. It's slightly less than what he had in his last game at this stage, but
oh, the courier!
Dire's courier has been killed.
Limp just walks up and clicks it. No orb, no nothing needed. Well, up at top lane, okay, a kill off Swindles.
This is why I came to the surface.
Alright, so something positive for Team Freedom. They're gonna get the nature spot, but it's not big, because be able to recover. Difficult hero to recover on. But I want to look at this bot laning and see if... I don't know, I'm just... Well, to my mind, aggressive dual lane, the purpose is meant to be to punish the fact that they have a jungler, right? It's like, you have a stronger 2v2, you're supposed to like, really put a lot of pressure on them, bring the Doom here all the time, and they haven't really succeeded in doing that, and the Ember Spirit is farming perfectly fine.
You're meant to manhandle this lane, honestly. They're given Ike like a lot of farm, he's even with the Ember Spirit, but you are meant to be bullying and pushing this lane back, forcing the Venge and Ember Spirit back behind their tower, forcing the Doom presence felt down here, and with Eagle, this Earth Spirit, maybe they can do just that. The phase boots are now up for your Abaddon. Or Chessie, yet to hit level 6, and they're going to try and jump on him now with the Arctic Burn forward. They'll roll and roll as well, but it's not going to land in time, and a good Spirit change. Chessie can try and TP out of this one. I'm not sure it's going to connect.
The master.
Back he will die, but up at top lane, a kill off the Naga Siren with Hanskin's first real rotation in. Z-Freak helps out as well.
Dire's
and this is like the... I mean, to my mind, these trades are so favorable for Complexity because the Naga Siren and Invoker draft is meant to win by Naga Siren and Invoker getting lots of farm, especially the Naga Siren. Whereas the Ember Spirits draft doesn't depend on Ember Spirits. You know, if they come out of the lane station, the other heroes will farm the Ember Spirit behind, it wouldn't be that big a deal. Whereas, especially now the Invoker's going Quas Wex, I feel like the
Dire's
freedom
top
drop is
tower
pretty much
has
all in
fallen.
on Naga's farm.
Radiant's
So if
bottom
Naga was to
tower
keep
is
dying,
under
even
attack.
if their team makes a kill every time he dies, they really get shut down.
Radiant structures are fortified.
One's here, one
Radiant's
tower.
bottom tower is under attack.
Drops so quickly. Can't sleep. While they're here, Eagle's gonna move himself. Try. And then the flow. They are bleeding freely. And his limp just clears up this mid lane, honestly. 29 and 7. 15 and 4 Invoker. Doesn't even have his phase boots yet.
Thing, isn't it? Because pretty clear, at least from the first game for me, that Sunbi is just like Limp is like the more skilled like 1v1 player than him. He's gonna outfarm him. And yet Sunbi goes for the crossbow exports, which I feel like if you go exports, much easier for you to be able to contest the last hit share. Going crossbow X, if you know that the other player is better at last hitting than you, pack is like almost accepting that you're just gonna get outfarmed and that's just that.
Limp already has his treads. Level 3 in the orb, about to hit level 7. And have that big old nuke damage and the top rune. Doesn't jump to the orb though. Bounty rune, nothing massive. Arcane down at bottom lane, but speaking of bottom lane, Abaddon is caught creamy level 6. Killed off with Swindle, Chessie and Hampton. Tag teaming in to take him down while Z-Freak sees the Earth Spirit, but it's Naga Siren they want. Level 6 Naga here. Point in ulti taken up. 5 points spent, 1 remaining. He's holding on to it for now.
Yeah, the same thing he did last game. He's got level 6, although no, he just point right now. They're gonna go after the
Dire's turret has been killed.
It's on
We'll
there.
save
Ring of Aquila.
Naga's life. Yeah, I think so. The
Great
great
ban.
ban. Save the Naga's life for great ban. It's still freaking out with the team. It's in Korea.
Ready to fly around and give these items across. The big rotation in though. Team Freedom trying to move to bottom lane. Invoker. He's got his EMP and his cold snap for Chessie. Wisely moves back into the jungle at this point and doesn't show himself on lane. Right back and forth over there.
Dire's middle tower is
I
under
mean, this
attack.
is like almost as bad as last guy. This is 7 minutes into the game and
Radiant's
the
bottom
jungle
tower
Doom
is
has
under
got more
attack.
farm than the mid Invoker.
Across the map complexity, they've got full control of this one. Far away from Puck's blink are we? Like 1,000 gold until Limp has that one completed. Looking at Swindles, Drums is pretty much done as well. This is where they start to hit that very early critical mass where they can just TP themselves at will into these lanes and look for fights. So they really want, and you're looking at Team Freedom right now. Their D push, sure enough they've got Splinter Blast. Trying to control up these pushes into tier 1s. It's going to be a difficult proposition to actually fight the complexity when they've got Vengeful Spirit almost level 5 with a Wave of Terror being built up and... Freak, you want these level 6s to come a little bit faster though, on the Radiant support. They want swap, they want Doom. That might be more of a steam point for them than the Puck's Blink Dagger itself. But Chessie, well, golden smash up the Hanskin, Chessie will tank the roll, and the MP forward. Kill off Hanskin. Mike picking up that one, but they don't get the Ember Spirit. Hanskin tanks the gank a little bit there, and they're going to try and convert this into a push.
Dire's
Tier
middle
1
tower
will
is
surely
under
drop. The Curse of Avernus.
Dire's structure.
Mike now level 2.
Radiant's bottom
Chessie
tower
with no
has fallen.
TP scroll. His ground for now, down behind those trees, but Limp, hello, DD rune, trying to sleep. Himself away from that one is just free and open everywhere else. They kill a Vengeful Spirit, they get a tier 1, but up the top lane, Swindles is farming, Limp is farming mid, and there's nowhere the Naga can go.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, and
is
this is
under
a-
attack.
Every time Team Freedom achieves something, it's like always at a cost. There's heroes farming somewhere else, pushing somewhere else. Like, they never get a
Dire's
neat,
middle
easy,
tower has fallen.
minimal effort kill or objective. It's like, so, even when they are gaining value on the map, it's never that much value, never as much as they'd like to gain.
Swindles is being chased down here though, and it's a decent roll and kick in from Eagle, catching him, but now there's no stuns. Tornado finally catching Sunbi, they've got him, Swindles is trapped and he will die. Freedom
But
find the
again,
kill.
there's 4 heroes in the jungle with hero up at top, so they're all at the same part of the map. And meantime, there's the Duck and the Zebra both farming
Dire's
jungle.
bottom tower
Bench
is
and
under
Emma's both
attack.
farming bot lane and pushing. It's, I mean, by no means is it bad that they make that kill, but it's probably worth half as much as what it usually would be to make that kind of kill, because usually in a normal game you commit 2 heroes at this stage in the game to kill Nature's Prophet, not 4.5.
Radiant's top tower is
Did
under
you see
attack.
what Jesse did?
I don't think so. What did he do?
I'll just let you stew for a little bit. I noticed it a while ago, and I wanted to see if you'd realised, but I'll tell you in like 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5. I'll tell you after the game's done. I'll tell you, he bought 2 pairs of brown boots and just sold one of them. He's been running around for the past like 4 minutes with 2 pairs of boots for like no reason whatsoever. Just made a little bit of a mistake. Oh, speaking of mistakes, Windows gets caught up at top lane. Off the Naga Siren now sitting on 2,300 gold and looking pretty good, honestly. 5,000 net worth. The Puck's Blink Dagger yet to pay off. They're gonna go in for a smoke, looking for the Naga, but Phantos Lee's already TP'd himself away, while Eagle, the Earth Spirit, is the only guy left up here. Freedom, they're playing this very intelligently, currently leading 3 kills. 2. Getting farm on the heroes that they need to. Sunbeam, you know, he's buying a bit of space for his mates. Definitely able to fight through this, but still. Chessie, closing on those boots of travel, while Z-Freak on the Doom, Arcane's into Buttclef.
Oh,
looks like
Swindle's TP'd into the jungle again, right onto a ward, and they might be able to gank him yet again.
They're going for it. They'll scout out with a treant this time though. He sees JB coming in, and as soon as he captures wind of that, he's out with the phase boots. I think he's going to farm this camp, but definitely not. Farming a small camp. This might be a bit risky though. He's just sticking around. Swindles. They got to stop him. EMP Tornado. Sunbi trying to sprint across with the phase boots. The Tornado rushed out. Swindles with a drum charge. Now the phase boots available as well. Will run himself away from this. In the meantime, running away from it, he runs himself into Phantos Lee. Silence from the pot. Catches into the Naga Siren. Is there time for song? Well,
You must train harder.
there was time for song, maybe. He doesn't have it leveled up.
Yeah. So, can't cast the song if you don't have the song leveled up.
Radiant's top
And each
tower
time the
is
Naga
under
Siren
attack.
dies, I feel like
Dire's
it's a big
bottom
blow.
tower is under attack.
I mean, the sort of 4-man gang that's running around the rest of the team is, I just feel like it's almost looking at cross purposes of the Siren plan. The Abaddon is going to fall into that bad, and probably is going to want to group and go for some objectives on top lane. Swindles is keeping in, and don't know, they don't have any reveals, so won't count for anything. But yeah, it's like there's the Naga timing on the farm, which is meant to be the ultimate game plan for Freedom, and the other heroes kind of awkwardly running around, is making kills, but really is awkward. I'm sorry, I have to say it. The composition that they have first kind of naturally fits that role. Invoker sort of does, but it's behind on the farm quite substantially. And then there's the Wyvern and the Baron, which are really not designed for running around in a gang of 4 heroes, making pickoffs.
Swindles is really being an absolute nuisance up on his top lane. They keep trying to hunt him down like you're looking at. Freedom. You base at level 7, still looking for this first Winter's Curse. Trying to catch someone off guard, and there are a couple of squishy heroes out here. But Limp is ready with his Blink Dagger again. Moving towards his brother down the bottom lane. Chessie is farming here, but the Wyvern throws another Splinter Blast out, and they're going to find him quite easily. This should be a free kill for Limp. Maybe we can give it a cross over to Chessie. Huck will secure the kill.
That's shaped too
Find a little bit more money to move into that Veil, which it looks like he's building into. Rubber the Magi, no Talisman. Puck is being incredibly popular recently. Z-Freak not rolled onto Eagle. Misgauges the situation while the bounce move is there for the take. Now the Boulder Smash comes through, but again, this Doombringer is just so tanky, and with no stuns available after the Boulder Smash, he just TPs himself away.
Yep. I mean, it's, again, this is, Baron is just not the hero for that kind of play. There's all sorts of heroes that can combine with the Earth Spirit to eventually make that kill, but this is need that here. If they want to play around their Baron, they need to group and start pushing some towers now. But no, he's gonna TP to the bot lane and just try and push off those creeps, and I just feel like it's... I don't know, for me the draft is situated in such a way that it's awkward for them to play to the strengths of all of their heroes. Looks like Puck's gonna boss fight at the top lane.
I've got the 3 months to focus as well. Please pick up Eagle. Roll.
May you ride on never.
To safety.
Dyer's bottom
Meantime,
tower.
Naga has finished off the relic and is 1,000 gold away from the Radiant. Chessie. Where's he going? Runs straight past him into this creep wave, slight into Remnant. Gets himself away, does not want to get caught by Winter's Curse or anything like that.
I think he died. I mean, let's say they curse him and then chain it perfectly into the Earth Spirit stun and silence, and everyone's like, did they even kill him there? I'm not so sure that they have.
Maybe. There's always that chance, right? Because he doesn't know how many heroes are there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong for him to jump, I'm just saying, like,
Can they
he
actually kill
wasn't
him?
even in that much danger to die.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
I don't know.
I mean, look, the one piece of good news is Team Freedom, they have a relic of Naga, getting close to Radiant.
And starting a fight off on the Z-Freak, and he's got no man left for the fuck of there's the Bill, and now the damage opportunity is cleared up, so be on the retreat out, but there's damage going in from the back end as well, even with a 2-man boulder smash. Eagle having difficulty sticking onto the target. Ice Mike in the thick of things, but the mech comes through, and Eagle slammed down to the ground as well. Another one split, turns back to Ice Mike with a 4-minute stun, shouldn't be his trap. Finally, the song from Francis Lee will reset and hold this fight, but is it enough? The Remnant forward, they need reveal. Ooh, he's out, he's out. But with the Sprout, Ice Mike might not be. But the way the game keeps him alive. The complexity just rolled so quickly from initiation from Freedom to demolition by complexity.
I think part of why the Abaddons looked a bit out of place in both these games is just because they stay behind all the time. I feel like it's a hero that the concept of running at the enemy team and having all that sustain and constant kill and being difficult to deal with makes a lot more sense if you're ahead and threatening and they're scared of you. But we're just not seeing a whole lot of that, so instead it ends up being this hero that gets ignored and nobody even pays any attention to him. Just they pick off the weaker heroes on the other side of the fight. It's gonna be another smoke attempt from Team Freedom. It's you know, they might get a kill. That would be like a marginally positive trade for them. They make. It looks like they're not even gonna get that kill, and maybe they try and force the tower. I think the Radiance is not competing the Naga Siren. That's the beginning of something that could lead to a plan to win the game.
18 minutes in, you needed it to come out. What does Complexity have to deal with this Naga Siren and Radiance? They've almost got Chessie Battle Fury. That's something good for them.
They got Puck, which can pretty much solo kill the Naga, I think. So it's kind of scary actually from a farming man.
Veil is Dagon.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Having his silence as well.
Radiant's
Swindle.
structures are fortified.
Being in, left has already started things off. He's swapped it out by Hanskin, who's in the front line, hanging everything up, he's still healed up. Eagle dropping low, but it's jumping again from left. The Winter's Curse is on the low ground. Chessie's the only one caught there, but the fight continues. The Doom on the Sunbeam trying to down himself in his little low creep, but it's not going to be enough. Ix Mike will also TP.
Hanskin should really get this.
Radiant's middle tower is under
knowingly,
attack.
yeah, he knowingly swapped himself to sure death, but in a position that will set up for his team to really kill all the heroes. Again, the positive Freedom is that Naga was farming the whole time. It's gonna be a while before this Naga Siren can't just be ganked by any combination of two heroes from the enemy team, pretty much. The rock misses, the silence
Dyer's
hits,
middle tower is
still just
under
gonna use
attack.
his TP.
John. In the meantime, Naga Siren has moved on from the Radiance into 2,000 gold, and we'll start seeing, you know, your Yasha, Manta Style, the Green Core, your Boots of Travel, and all that nonsense. Push going. Also this little fish lady, but Hand of Midas. Doombringer, after Arcane's mech, a little bit of a deviation from the more standard build we see nowadays, the Tranquil's Buckler, Tab drums, those added auras. Z3 feels he needed that sort of burst heal. So Paul smash completely off the mark there from Eagle. Maybe expecting the Z3 to turn back and fight into Ike Mike. Instead, back behind the tier 1.
And they did give the Nagasarn a gem, which is quite nice. I think it's pretty easy to kill one with that one there. All the TP out. I think Z3 does die.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, so that's something. Finally that tower does go down, and I mean, Freedom's plan just seems to be 4 heroes cause some kind of trouble on Lager farms, and then hopefully she'll be able to win the game once she has enough farm. And they're not doing too terribly in that regard. They are creating space for it. But at the same time, I feel like Complexity have willfully made a decision to not focus on shutting down the Naga right now. Sometimes teams can actually lose games against Naga Sirens exactly by doing that, by over focusing the hero. Oh, Naga's got Radiance, we need to do everything we can to just permanently gank her. And this is just fine to just out farm her, get lots of farm on all your heroes, address the other heroes, and we've got a plan to do it, so be it. And I think that's Complexity's approach here. They don't seem very panicked about the Naga's farm. They don't seem to care at all.
They've got Battle Fury on Jessie done. Swindles has a Maelstrom, can go into the Mjolnir if he wants to. Puck back into the Yule Chapter after the Veil. And they've shut down Sunby as well as Ike Mike. Sunby has to go back to the Midas 21 minutes in on this Invoker before going for an Orchid or a Yules or anything like that. For him, while Blink Dagger abandoned, jumps forward onto Swindles. A little bit of havoc here, but with a sprout forward, Ike Mike cuts through the trees again with that Quelling Blade, but he cannot cut through Searing Shakes.
Look at Limp, invisible. He's
Pop his
gonna
ulti. Silence is there, and Alex Mike is invulnerable pretty much right now. He's going to heal himself up, but there's a blink back, and safely he goes. Still might not be so lucky. Got himself out of the chains again. Complexity just in full control of this mid lane so far, while eBay's bottom lane trying to shove it out as hard as he can.
Complexity, there's never been a stage in this game where they don't have at least one hero farming. Like the Naga's always farming, but there's usually 1, maybe 2 heroes Complexity also farming while other heroes are doing things. So if you look at the actual overall net worth changes, even though Naga gets Radiance and then starts to farm really quickly, it hasn't changed the trend. Like they don't farm quicker than them.
Burns away.
Solo kill for Atmosphere onto the Winter Wyvern. He's hunting down Swindles. Prophet's already gone mid. They've got a info onto Alex Mike, and there's extra TP, and he actually blinks himself away with the use of that ultimate, and the TP forward, Swindles considered it. Yeah. Down towards the bottom lane and keep this push going, and it's just a sustained movement forward. They just keep marching on. They have little to stop this, you know, their D-push is limited again to Splinter Blast, and that's pretty much it. So as long as Swindles can just keep these treants flowing into this tower and continue farming on the 3 core heroes that are doing very well for themselves, even the Doombringer catching up and almost overtaking this Abaddon at this point. That Hand of Midas working wonders for him. Complexity said to help this game, it's just these tier 2s that are still standing that are limiting the ward vision that they can actually put up on these high grounds to see where the Naga's standing. Got a good idea where she is right now, just throwing these illusions out as often as she is. Back in the fountain. In AFK, back in the fountain, keeping the illusions going out. She'll have a bit of travel soon. This Manta Star's going to add that little extra spice to Team Freedom. Give a little more push to tower.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think that Freedom are in a much better position than they were last game around about this time. It's still Complexity definitely in control of the game, but the route to victory is there. I like that big point. Salty, he's gonna be able to blink away. Even onto the heels because he had a multi on.
Dire's middle tower.
Unkillable apparently. Mike can't touch this. Eagle, not such curious exit. Demolished by Hanskin's Vengeful Spirit. Again, we go back to the other lanes. Mid, Z-Freak's there. Chessie moves up towards top. Sunby, what's he got? 1,600 gold after that Hand of Midas. He's trying to build himself up into maybe Dragon and Scepter, possibly your Blink Dagger, just get that mobility going. He puts back into Exalt before finishing off the Wex. He knows he needs the Meteor Deafening Blast combo to come out sooner rather than later. But I think more importantly, you're looking at the Forge Spirit to get the split push going as well.
And with that Midas, I mean, again, this is another difference from last game. Invoke is a hero that can make a comeback, that can farm its way back in and end up going all the way to the top of the net worth. And how he's playing it. Very slow game, playing to the late game. But see, again, they don't seem very phased. They seem perfectly satisfied with dying freedom to get that kind of farm. But coming at the expense of the farm they get, and their lead is just growing and growing and growing.
How is that lead looking? 10k net worth, 12,000, 13,000 experience for complexity. Oh, hello, Swindles TP's in. Under the watchful eyes from B, and there we go. Tornado and Control Snap that goes towards uses Invoke. Doesn't need to escape just yet, just your backup plan in case. Complexity were ready to re-engage and jump back in with a counter initiation, but then didn't want anything to do with that one. Oh, Francis Lee. Next item, Octarine Core. The game begins. This is where Naga steps it up. Looking for the Roshan actually, but it's the smoke forward. Rolls in. Slight change. Eagle will roll himself away now. He might still stand his ground here. Complexity. Jumped on by the abandoned.
Middle tower is under attack.
X-Mike is succeeding in being annoying again. And I think that's kind of his job. I'm pretty sure Complexity will be a bit annoyed. That's that.
He's got alacrity.
I don't know. I'd be surprised if Freedom can force the rush. He should be able to push them out of this. I mean, Numan's Guardian is actually so much set up for Complexity, but Nagasar and ulti is one thing that I'd want to worry about. Just resetting the fight and setting up.
Under attack.
Too late. He looks up in the air. Trying to heal himself up, and the damage on his wrath is hella big, and that Dream Core catches free. The Sun is not going to stop the fight. Tracked. Allow for the escape of the rest of the Team Freedom heroes, but hang on a second, Francis Lee. They're going to try and take this one down. They're going to use Stepper in a second. They're going to start to roll. Sprout. Going to come through, but Swindle's going to close up the gap, and this Naga Siren caught. So she was saving her teammates, but gives up her own life in exchange. The gem is dropped in the buyback. From the Naga, trying to push this one forward. They want to contest Roshan. They just want to fight.
Not your typical Naga player, right? Usually this hero is very focused on just getting his time and getting it. They are going to catch the Doom. That's something. It doesn't really depend much on the Naga buyback. If they're to get the rush, I think they're still justified in the buyback for sure. It looks like they're going to try to get back in there. Doom himself doesn't have buyback, and coL is really
Jesse though with these slices of fist. Oh, there we go. Eagle and some beat caught out. The Roshan dying slowly but surely. Jesse's going to walk into some silence stuff by the Geomagnetic Grip, and they're going to try and steal the Roshan. He's picked up by the Nagasar and then out jumps Jesse.
Don't actually have a spot at the edges. It's a bit tough to steal.
Nice tornado combo into the boulder smash, but Eagle taking a ton of damage and killed off by Nature's Wrath. The question is, do they continue chasing this one forward? They want to find Francis Lee on the back end, Swindle tapping against that one, but the Dream Core on the other side that's got to pay attention to. Francis Lee loses the Aegis straight out. Kill the Roshan, what do they get out of it? That Guardian Reach is keeping another Doom back onto the Naga Siren. Ice, Mike has moved on for the build. Might move the clinical around to try and battle up against the Doom, and will do so. That's sleight of fist. Jesse clears up one. Looks for the chase down of the others. It's Ike, Mike that they want to kill, and they will probably find him. Jesse with another slight change. Just catch him. No. Miss him. Still kill him. Naga Siren escapes.
Yep, but not before losing her Aegis. They get the rush, but overall I feel like it's still a win for Complexity. Like, get rid of the Aegis, get a lot of kills, get a lot of gold, and the net worth and experience graph continue to trend in their favor.
Actually, keep on rolling forward. Jesse now building into that Manta style after the Blink Dagger to get away from the styles of an after the Alert Spirit. Francis Lee. Gonna build into the Octarine core, but this is Naga Siren 2, 3, and 1. 350 last hits, sure. 16,000 net worth, sure. 7 kills behind 30 minutes, sure. Naga Siren, can you still win? Sure, it's a Naga Siren. Just keep on pushing these lanes, you're an annoying little bastard. Just continually force complexity out of their comfort zone, don't allow them to fight into you. Equilibrium across this river as often as you can. Keep on farming. Keep on building yourself bigger and bigger. But you're looking at 4 heroes here now from complexity in the top 5. Again, similar story to the previous game. Evoker, both Sunbi and Ix Mike are being left in the dust and trail. And getting cold and catching up is going to be difficult, but you've got your Aghanim Scepter speed now done at the very least. So his combos are going to become more and more potent.
Yeah, and he might set up on Swindles here. I'm not sure. Can someone join him? The Naga can TP in. Oh, but the creep's really low. He finished the creep. So it's self-sprout.
All turn and fight. TP from Limp comes in and with the start there, Sunbi drops low. The kill of Swindles. But Limp needs to finish this one off. He needs to kill this off. But Sunbi barely escapes. Limp is sung. Ember Spirit gets killed down towards the bottom lane in the meantime. That Boulder Smash not gonna land, but Invoker TP's away. Thought he was in for a sure thing.
I feel like Swindle's the only person they ever kill. Like, maybe time to start using basically complexity, or maybe complexity just don't mind, but certainly since the lane stage, it just feels like any time that they find a pick off the sun, they just target it.
Testy at this point is close to unkillable. Maybe even actually unkillable. Blinks forward. He's got Mantis Power. He's got failed to jump through, pops and jumps. Out. See ya. No chance of killing.
Spirit actually used his ulti there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It'll be a bit of a waste.
And Puck still on the hunt over in the side jungle here. Like a Siren. 1,000 gold or so away from Octarine core, but Z3 already got Shadow Blade completed now. That Hand of Midas paying off dividends. Invoker has overlapped him a touch though. Hitting level 16, so you've got the 4 points in Invoke. This is where Invoker really starts to come into his own, is these actual chain combinations of spells. EMP, Tornado, Meteor, Deafening Blast, Ice Wall. Just get them all together. Animals down as Chessie. Get the cold feet. As the Invoker is walking around with that Ghost Walk, so he'll be paranoid and jump back into the trees for now.
Put a gem, so TP's in, they want to actually hunt the Invoker birds. Sunbi's actually long gone. It could go for Ix Mike.
Go. Ix Mike, ulti and Blink is actually our play again. Let's swap back from Hanskins will try and set him up, and the Ultimate is there as well, but Blink away and Ix Mike is gone. The Doom falls down to Eagle only, but Swindles up on the front line trying to rip apart Ix Mike with his Mjolnir damage. There's the nice one, goes back on the Swindles though, he's gonna die barely. Dropped by his teammates. Freedom, get a 1-for-1. That's great for Furia.
Radiant's middle
Naga
tower
Siren
is
is
under attack.
sure about this. I don't think anyone can actually catch the Naga out. Another kill from Swindle, it's a trade for freedom. Good usage of the Wyvern ulti. It's I think the first kill we've seen from the Wyvern ulti this game.
Is under attack.
A lot of work. Jesse. Trying to do a lot of work over here, but the Glimmer Cape from Wyvern will keep him alive. Jesse's chased out by Ix Mike, just running rampant down the bottom lane of the battle. SMY is completed now over the Blast Blink.
I think it's the second or third time we've actually seen they try to use the baton so that he can't click away. Because of his ulti, he just can't.
Radiant's middle tower is under
while his
attack.
ulti's on,
Radiant
you almost like
structures
need
are
to time it so
fortified.
that you stun and then you use, and then at the time it ends his ulti's already finished, so he takes the damage.
Should be a simple timing, but of course they've got to throw it. They can't just blink away anyway.
Radiant's
on the
middle
tower
tower
there,
has
limp.
been denied.
3,000 gold on top of what he's got already. He did go back to the Boots of Travel a while ago. Swindles has been aggressively TPing in like this for the majority of the game. He pops his static charge and he looks for someone, anyone to catch, but it could be some back in the vault. Master too much to focus on catching him, but Swindles fasting against Ike's Spike abandoned, and this is not working out, but Swindles cleared up by Ike's Spike, and that really awful little skirmish for him. Jesse chases on forward.
I almost feel like Swindles is just impatient. The game is kind of going to multiple teams. They're pretty confident that like inevitability is actually on their side, which is a weird situation. You're against Nagasar, and the whole point of the strategy is inevitability. But I think Complexity probably think they've got inevitability on their side this game. I think that has the potential to make a player impatient, especially if he's dying a few times. Like, we're meant to win this game. Okay, so why can't we just like do things now? And that sort of thing seems to lead to you dying unnecessarily many times. If you make it enough times, maybe it actually does. If you took for granted that you have inevitability, maybe that stops being there.
Anki can give up his life for the safety of Jesse. Jesse blinks away further to the west. Remnants as well, so he'll be able to get himself back to safety, or will he? Got Manta in 3, Blink in 1, can he blink away from this? Right, it's there, the Jeffrey's not available, the Manta Solar, Remnants cross, but Jesse, the Dream Call through from Lipton, trying to trap them in, but in comes Manta Sleep. Target Siren, absolute pest, and Jesse might even die here to the Radiant Spell, they pick up his Mega Kill streak, and Target Siren's going to be happy with that one. All started with a Winter's Curse Jubilee, casting out the teleportation away from Jesse, and Swindles now might be caught over towards this dire jungle. Stands his ground to try and fight, and in fact he'll kill the Winter Wyvern in a few easy clicks. BKB TP, now this is gonna work.
Almighty Monday.
Very peculiar series of events. I've gotta say it's good for freedom. It's not good that their Wyvern just dies like that, but yeah, they're able to kill the Ember Spirit. Impressive, and something that we thought they'd struggle with, and I think they should be struggling with for most of the game, but they make it work. They didn't have a remnant after some time. That BKB will die again.
Trying to ulti, just all he wants to do is ulti. Oh, now Sunby is on a Mega Kill streak.
Turn around that is, I mean, previous game really had a tough game. This game he started with a very tough game too, but almost exclusively from hunting Swindles over and over and over. Sunby is reasonably big. He's still beneath all 4 of the cores of complexity, but he's not far.
Naga Siren, what he's building into now, Heart of Tarask, is honestly not far away. But it's being built up by Z-Freak, but something we've not really looked at or talked about is high ground potential from both of these teams, because Complexity do need to team fight before they push onto high ground here. The tier 2 is still standing of course, but forward a little bit further. Baden now has a basher, and this guy is becoming a bit of a monster. But Complexity, they need to push they team fight, a couple of pickoffs and then go high ground. Whereas Team Freedom going high ground against an Ember Spirit, he is the guy they need to kill.
Behold, a saddle bird.
Complexity have lost a lot of their economic now, and I feel like it's almost just because of that same kind of thinking of like, oh, we're doing fine, we don't need to have a plan. And I think they need to start having a plan of what they want to do.
Nice, Mike is very far up here, but see Chesty, and they've actually caught him off guard. Hanstar is still back with the Guardian Cubes, helping out a touch as well. The Ice Spike run into the middle of this battle. He's actually stunned up and held in place. The damage he's got, they got it this time, timing not there. A bad ulti too strong, while Nature's Prophet, what is Swindles doing? He loves keeping in and killing people, but his team just doesn't follow.
A prize!
I mean, they couldn't really get them to get that from being so on the other side. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying, the fact that you're on keep dying, it's just like overall evidence of their team not with their impact. I'd say that they initially, I guess, why.
Yeah, may jump further forward as well. There's a chase, Song of the Siren to try and slow this one down, and Sunbeam will TP. Another TP from Francis Lee, but Limp, oh, aggressive jump forward. There's the blink. He's looking for the Hex as well. He's got a Yule Scepter and a Hex. Oh, he's gonna jump forward. You're right, so they'll just move into the rush pit. Roshan comes out to meet them. Hello guys, welcome to my humble abode. And it's really so simple to kill as well. Oh, Mike, let it go. Let's kill Roshan, kill the engine as well. Mike snapped it. And now they try to find him as well with the Eagle jumping in. He's got the magnetized down to a bunch of these complexity heroes while Sun B battles through as in Invoker. Complexity! Have they been turned around? And here's a Doom is dead, and it's from for 3 seconds still. And now goes the Vengeful. Freedom. With a Sunstrike on the front end as well, they kill off the Ember Spirit.
They just got Ike's Mike so hard. I mean, I don't know if they just didn't expect it. Like, I feel like if you expect that someone might blink in and try to steal the rush, and you've got a plan, like, don't worry, I'll start, like, nobody was really ready to show what they wanted to do. And they used the rush, used a lot of heroes. All of a sudden, Sweden are pushing into their base. It's gonna force some buyback, at least in the Ember.
That tornado, they hexed up Francis Lee. Angry with that hard blast, the on green core, they turn back to Swindle. Damage charge is there, but Chester with his buyback, he has to get some work done. Swindle chase back into the fountain. Ice Mike is on top, they jump forward again with the Undercurrent, but the damage output here onto Ice Mike is going to be enough for Chester, or is it? The definitely fast, he's barely surviving, but he will get burnt down. The dieback from him, 100 seconds. But the Naga still battling through onto these racks, and Ice Mike having a second life. Team Freedom might have just taken game number 2 with that one swim to Roshan, steal and turn. Complexity Gaming, they've zoomed up the Wyvern and the Sunstrike over on the front lines. Nearly catches Swindles. The rack is gone. Hanskin. Ice Mike is ultimate up again. Keeps on battling through it all and nope. Link, but he's rolled into the wrong neighborhood. What has just happened?
What is going on? I really can't put it on anything again other than the fact that complexity, they became very, very complacent. And you know what? I think I spoke about this in our previous series when I was talking about Jam, because Jam faced complexity in a best of 5 grand final epicenter. It was 3-2. Game 4 of that series was. This reminds me a lot of that, where Complexity had a huge lead, and then just kind of sat on it and became complacent. And Shazam fought their way back over and over and over, and then actually won and forced a game 5. And it feels like Freedom are on their way to doing that here, forcing a game 3, because Complexity, they got a lead, and they just kind of like, I'm sure we'll win, guys. But like, we don't need to talk about what we're doing or make plans or be careful about our approach to the game. Maybe I just totally understand what's going on, but that's what it seems like to me. It seems like there was a point at which they had all the tools and they just needed to decide what to do with them. Just decisions weren't made. And now things are just out of control for them.
Very rough indeed. Laying the ranks down against the Naga Siren here is going to be a tough one to deal with. Brass being picked up by Swindles. Just completed. Forward here, Chessie. Let's do while Hanskin's Vengeful Spirit with Dietrich and Doom being absolutely shredded by Francis Lee on the Naga Siren, who's running forward with the Song of the Siren. They'll catch out 2 of them here. For the good fight for the Gentleman, Scott Doom turn around with the Eagle Swindle, fighting through one spot back, grabs him up and there's the Winter's Curse, catching him off guard. Dubay's got him. Sunbeam in the meanwhile, definitely blast back, but Lip happens through it all. Needs some damage output, throws a couple of blinking shots back into Sunbeam, but Chessie can't damage through into the heel. Back up to full HP, Sunbeam just turns around tornadoes again. Ice Mike still ultimate available, and Sleight of Fist not even going to do enough. Swindle drops, this might be game over. No buyback available over the next top, but it's down to this Ember Spirit, Puck and Doom to defend high ground, defend the base, and defend against this Naga bloody Siren who jumps forward with the Sunstrike Seafreak. He's dropping lower and lower, even with the Guardian Greaves, he's gonna die! Rolls on and Boulder Smash not quite here because of that great start from Limp, so Z-Freak finally back in the fountain and does survive. In the meantime, Rax is falling.
Naga's actually just too strong.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
He's got like 13 take more than any of them. I think it's too much.
Naga's Baron cannot be killed, cannot be touched, cannot be destroyed. Even with Limp and Chessie having such a brilliant start to this game, Team Freedom, they will kill up another lane of Rax, and Francis Lee does not give a solitary fuck about your 4 heroes around his Naga. He will Song, he will TP, and he will escape.
I mean, this is the point. There was a stage in the game where Complexity seemed to be allowing the Naga to farm because all the heroes were farming, and it was never really more than a few thousand gold ahead of any of them. It's just been completely blown out, and now the Naga Siren is miles ahead of anyone, and more or less out of their reach. Like, we're still, even with 2 sides of Rax down, if Complexity were to find a way to kill Naga, and she doesn't have buyback, so essentially if they were to find a way to kill her twice, they will win the game. But I don't know how they're gonna kill the Naga Siren. That feels like it requires some serious play mistakes inside Team Freedom before the Naga to die.
Naga has to go and walk into the enemy fountain. Butterfly, Heart, Octarine Core, I mean, hello? Francis Lee just walks straight towards Swindles. Well, Ninja's Buffet, where are you going to go? In the meantime, up at top lane, Abaddon gets a kill over on the Doom, but Swindles, he's dead. The Winter's Curse, that's not going to climb up with something like that. Still gets the kill back, and Francis Lee was dropping everything on the front car, and Chess keeps spamming Slaughter Fist after Slaughter Fist. But out comes the cold embrace, and Francis Lee's back up to full health. This Naga just keeps on going. Z-Freak will fly back into this, but Hans can force the Glimmer Cape and try and run away. No, it's too bait, the Glimmer still plays aggressively with Naga Illusions. When you die to a Naga Illusion and an Illusion alone, you know things are getting pretty rough. Where's the Sunstrike going? He's trying to catch Limp out with a tornado across. Raging past with his orb forward. Limp jumps onto it, and now he's back into his own base. The Devon Blast barely scratches onto him. Yule's up there onto himself. But what's the escape plan? Spaceship. There's the blink. The jump. It's orb and die. The buyback. He might jump onto that orb. He's going to stay in the Phantom for now, but it's your tier 4s that are dying. And Francis Lee's Naga Siren is untouchable. Even with a jump in now from Limp, but Jess trying to slam them a little bit, but Team Freedom cannot be killed. Cannot be killed. Z-Freak is trapped in the ensnare, and Chess is sent up into the tornado, slammed down with a meteor. But your throne is falling, and Complexity, you're going to have to concede game number 2 here. Team Freedom has to roll into the fountain, and the Ghost have to pick up from Eagle. Keeps him alive. IX Mike.
That was pretty decisive. That was pretty like the nail in the coffin. I think Swindle party say to his team, sorry, my bad, this one's on me. Because his chain of unnecessary deaths was kind of like, I think what set the tone for them to lose focus on the game.